China today is the leader of the world economy. It's a major world power, yet it still struggles with its natural identity. From its earliest days, Chinese culture has centered around education and tradition. However, in 1949, the Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, took power and began the Cultural Revolution. Ancient art and architecture was systematically destroyed to build a new authoritarian state, one which displayed complete unwavering loyalty to Mao. Though Mao's regime ended in 1976, many of Chinese artisans still believe that China's original heritage is still being lost under the guise of economic progress and westernization.
Ai Weiwei was born in 1957 in Beijing. His father, Ai King, was a poet who was denounced during the anti-rightist movement. His father was labeled a rightist, and he and his family was exiled to rural China when Ai Weiwei was a baby. Ai Weiwei attended Beijing Film Academy and later at Parsons School of Design in New York City. His artistic influences stem from Dadaism, black humor, and satire. He works in almost every medium from photography to ceramics, but is well known for his ready-made sculptures. Ready-mades are art made from common or mass-produced objects. He lived in the USA for over 10 years before returning to China. He was arrested in 2011 by Chinese authorities due to his controversial art and activism, and was imprisoned incommunicado for 3 months.
Some of Ai Weiwei's most controversial works are those in his exhibit According to What? Entitled Dropping a Han Dynasty Urn 1995, this work is a triptych of black and white photographs. The photographs show Ai Weiwei himself holding ancient incredibly valuable urn from the Han Dynasty, then letting it fall to the ground, smashing it. Throughout the images, Ai Weiwei has a blank, almost rebellious expression, representing the apathy with which culture can be destroyed. Another work in this series, Colored Vases, reflects themes of Chinese cultural identity confusion and cultural desecration in the 20th century. Ai Weiwei has taken priceless Chinese Neolithic pottery and dipped it in household paints as if to mask their cultural value behind expressionless, homogeneous colors. Aside from the gap of original pottery left on the pieces, they look like something one could buy at IKEA. This artwork highlights the overpowering of Chinese tradition by modern-day Western values. This next work takes that theme even further. Coca-Cola is one of Ai Weiwei's most dynamic series. Neolithic vases emblazoned with the Coca-Cola logo, they make a sharp satirical statement about the Chinese government's tendency to cover up, destroy, or carelessly throw away China's history in order to bring it into the 21st century. Ai Weiwei believes the Chinese government is devaluing the nation's heritage for the sake of economic progress.
Ai Weiwei has received extensive criticism for discrediting priceless poetry. Many people do not see the artistic aspects of it or do not feel that ruining historical or cultural items for the sake of art is justified. The biggest opposition to Ai Weiwei's work, however, is the Chinese government. Ai Weiwei exemplifies the flaws of the government in his work, particularly in opposition to capitalism and the notion of selling out to Western culture. Ai Weiwei is reflecting the government in his actions, since the Chinese government is known to demolish the historical sites to make room for innovation. The government didn't like this, of course, and they took their dislike to a new level when they landed him in jail in 2011. Ai Weiwei and his supporters will agree that the artwork promotes new ideas, satirizes a faulty government, and draws attention to important cultural changes in China. He expresses himself and offers viewers new perspectives, which many think is just as priceless as the poetry.
And if we connect that to some deeper issues within Chinese history, it very quickly brings us to the idea of the Cultural Revolution and the relationship of history to contemporary society, and in fact how contemporary political order may be threatened by history and choose to find ways of altering it or destroying it. And what's interesting or provocative in Ai Weiwei's work is that he, as the artist, is choosing to do that destruction himself.